You are listening to the Fever Report with John Robertson and Michelle Garmon every Sunday on the Central Indiana Sports Report. A few days early this week because of the big news of labor peace and a 2026 season. Welcome, Fever fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for the Fever Report with John Robertson and Michelle Garmon. And it is good news, guys. We are going to have a season. Welcome, Michelle. Welcome, John. John, please take it away.
Hey, guys. I'm really excited. For the first time, we can say we're having a Fever season. We're having a season, y'all.
Hey, yes, we are. I'm excited, too, and it doesn't look like it's going to be delayed at all.
Yeah, that's good. Like, we're eventually going to have to talk about the negotiation stuff anyway, so might as well say that I thought it was handled terribly by both sides. I don't care about the outcome other than the fact that we're getting a season. And I wish they would have just sat down and got this all done earlier so they could have already been doing their free agency signings and whatnot, because that's the part I care about.
Yes, but I'll tell you what, a lot of the feedback I've been seeing is because most of the best players are unrestricted free agents, and they're going to, while they do this, they're going to have to, for the first time, really kind of manage a larger salary cap and figure out what they're going to do. So what I've been seeing is they think a lot of the top players will be signed, to get them signed quickly and into camp, will be signed to 1-year deals. And then some of them maybe get extended during the season, or they'll go to work right after the season's over to get those long terms.
That's why everybody only took a 1-year deal last year, because they knew this was coming up. But I'm just saying, I'm more frustrated about the fact that it took them this far into the offseason to just sit down in a room and get it done, because teams could have been figuring this out a month or two ago, right? Like that, and that's what I would like. That's my biggest frustration with the whole thing.
I get that wholeheartedly. It makes you wonder exactly who kind of turned the tide a little bit, because I think both sides ended up compromising a little bit, because I do believe the players still wanted more of the revenue sharing than what they're getting, or didn't really understand the percentages. And then the league didn't want to have to pay as much. So, but I don't know why this couldn't have been hammered out sooner. And if they went to somebody, or if they got advice from somebody, or somebody stepped in, I don't know why they didn't step in sooner. So they're not rushed.
Well, I mean, I think it all comes down, if you really want my opinion on that, I think it comes down to unrivaled, right? I think the players that are on the union thing that were making enough money that could hold out and can afford to not play, they really thought that Unrivaled was going to just do something crazy. They truly believed it was just going to go nuts, and then the WNBA was going to have to pay. So they were trying to use that as a leveraging tool. But I think that as they got closer to time, the players that can't afford to strike were like, look, stop screwing around. About 10 of you can afford this strike. We don't really want to, we'll do it because we have to, because we're part of the union, but they couldn't afford. That's what I really think happened. So the union started to feel the pressure that the players were going to not be as united. I think there started to be some splintering amongst the members of the players union.
Plus, It was really big. Hold on. Plus, it was a really good deal for the players.
I haven't been combing through all the details and paying that much attention, because let's be honest, I don't particularly care what everybody makes. I want them to be paid what they're worth. But as long as I get a season, I'm whatever. But just like you guys don't care what my contract says at work, you just want me to show up and teach kids. So,
yeah, it's pretty much 400% pay increases across the board from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's good. They deserve to be paid. They do. When they were wanting net revenue or gross revenue instead of net, I was like, that's kind of ridiculous. I felt like that was ridiculous.
Yes. And their and some of the things that they thought, or they didn't realize that truthfully, the league didn't get as much revenue as what they thought from some of the jerseys and t-shirt sales, because there's a licensing fee. Their league's revenue comes from the licensing fees, not the actual selling. They don't, if Adidas sells or Nike sells a jersey for $105, the league doesn't make $105.
If I buy a Lexi Hull jersey, I think Lexi should get a portion of the sales. And I don't think that she was in the past. And I think that they've done it now to where it's they revenue share based on all of it instead of the individual player getting it. And I don't like that. If I want to support a player, I want to support a player. I don't want to support everybody. I don't want random players on opposing teams getting bonuses because I like Lexi or Caitlin or whoever. The Fever should be able to distribute that maybe amongst their players.
Yeah, but the Fever, they don't really. Did you see there was somebody that knew in depth, and he did a tweet and explained it in depth. The league makes basically pennies to the dollar on that because it's a light. Their thing
but I don't care about the league
agreement.
I'm saying I don't care about the league. I'm saying if I buy a Lexi jersey, I want Lexi to get a portion of it.
Right, but Lexi's not going to because
I
they're
know,
not the league. The league's going to have to pay her. If she wants more, she needs to negotiate with a sporting goods company. That's where I was.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that's kind of screwy, but whatever. But the good news is we're getting a season. We got games to look forward to. I've already looked at the schedule. I looked at the schedule before because when they mailed me or when they put my season tickets in my app, I was looking through it. But I'm looking at the schedule a little closer now, and I'm starting to get pretty hyped. I will tell you that ticket prices have gone up since the negotiation has completed. I think
it's not surprising, is it?
No, but I think that a lot of people were waiting to make plans to buy tickets until they saw the season was actually going to happen. I talked to the ticket rep. I said, give me season tickets, and as long as I know that if the season's canceled, I get my money back, whatever. We were looking through ticket prices for a few of our friends, and opening night tickets have gone way up. Balcony seats are still spicy. It's
Does that surprise you though for the opening night with it being Caitlin and Paige?
No. Well, I mean, preseason on the first game, preseason or second. It's the second preseason game, but it's the first home season preseason game is Dallas and Indy also. So that and opening night, Dallas, Paige and Caitlin, that's going to be crazy. It's going to be on ESPN. But I think balcony row 2 or 3 was going for $300 a ticket, which that's high for balcony.
I will say, you know who a lot of the winners are in this? The winners are all of those college seniors that decided to return. That could have been top picks or top 8, top 10 picks like a Lauren Betts, Olivia Miles, and they decided they knew they could make more as their senior year in college than in the WNBA, so they stayed in college for another year. What will be interesting now, I think, is will female college players be as incentivized
incentivized?
Yeah, yes, thank you. To remain in college now all 4 years, or will they look to come out after their third year?
Well, I don't know what women's NIL deals look like, so it's hard to say.
It depends on the school.
Well, I'm just saying, and I know you're a women's college basketball fan, but I'll be honest with you, I struggle to watch the women's tournament as much as the men's, just because, not because I don't like women's basketball, because I do, obviously. It's so much more lopsided on the women's NCAA tournament than it is on the men's.
Top heavy.
You have 3 or 4 programs that are always going to be the true leaders, and everybody else is just nowhere. There's a gap between those 4 or 5, and everyone else is just so big that it's not fun. You're never going to get Cinderella stories. And that's one of the reasons why the men's tournament's so much fun to watch. So what matchups are you guys excited about? Obviously, we already kind of talked about Dallas. Paige at home for the opener is going to be a big deal. That's going to be an exciting one. What other matchup? Well, and I guess it's hard to really know because we don't know who's going to be where.
Well, I was gonna say this. We don't know who's going to be where, and I said the winners, but it's going to be interesting. Some of the losers, in some ways, will be those vets that I think they can get good 1-year deals this year, and that's probably what they'll go for. But somebody like Natasha Howard, I think anybody who's going to start not this season, but a year from now, this age, over 32 years of age, is going to be hard pressed to get a really high paying contract of a 4-year deal contract. That's just, you don't see very many females that are still that good in their late 30s.
Well, and the Fever are going to have a problem because we obviously need to try and get Kelsey back for this year, but I think it's going to be hard to keep her beyond this year because she deserves a Supermax, but then they can't really afford to have her, Aaliyah, and Caitlin all on Supermax deals.
I think what the Fever, you can tell me if I'm wrong, I think what the Fever will try to do is, to be honest, I think because Aaliyah's got 1 more year on her rookie deal, and Caitlin has 2, I think to be honest, I think they'll try to extend both of them this next year.
I legit could see those two taking a less than max deal just to keep the core together, because I think Aaliyah and Caitlin are making enough money outside of on the team to be okay taking less to stay competitive. Now, I don't know if they will, and I'm not one to tell people what to do with their own money, but I think there is math that you could do there, that if you have a core good team that people, and you're selling whatever, Gatorade or shoes or whatever it is, just because you guys are together, you could make less money from the team and still be super profitable.
I agree.
But that, again, is for them to do the math on, and how much is their ego. I don't think their ego really will come into play that much between Aaliyah and Caitlin. I really don't think they care that much about.
I think they just want to win. They're not used to losing. They want to win, and they want to win championships. And I think they'll be like you. I'm not going to presume to say that exactly is what they'll do, because there will also be some pressure from agents, and then there will be pressure from the players' union itself not to take too much less. Because, just as an example, the NFL a couple years ago, Patrick Mahomes wanted to take less as a free agent quarterback, and he did. He agreed to a less deal, but the players' union just went nuts.
Well, they can deal with it. I don't know. At the end of the day, I get to decide how much I want to ask for, and if I've got opportunities to make money outside of the thing, then that's my math. The players' union can deal with that on their own. I don't know.
Well, you've dealt with unions. You know what it's like.
Yes.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yes, I think that it'll be hard to keep Kelsey. The other problem we have to worry about is the expansion draft.
Sure. It starts April 1st.
Yeah, and I did like the way they chose to do it. I thought we talked about it in the group chat the other day, but I like that they're just doing a coin flip, and then the other one, whichever team goes first, the other team gets something, the higher pick in the draft. Or a way to balance it seemed fair. You let fate decide. I'm chill with it. But let's see, who do we core? You can't even really talk about it until we don't know who we even have under contract. Like,
can they protect free agents or not?
I think that all has to be. I think the free agency is going to have to be done before the draft.
Free agency begins April 7th.
So the expansion draft happens first? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but John, I think, last year because that's what I thought too, but they listed Kelsey Mitchell on their protected list, and she was a free agent. So I think they can't stop their free agent, the expansion teams, from signing those free agents come free agent period, but I think they can protect them from the draft.
Well, regardless, I still think we keep Caitlin, Aaliyah, and Kelsey for sure. We obviously are keeping Lexi. That's the number one. We have to keep her. And then who do you keep for your fifth? Like, who do you protect as your fifth? I don't think you protect Howard. I like her. I really liked her last year. I got to meet her at the All-Star weekend, and she's great, but I just think she's too old to be like a definitely keep. I think you keep younger developmental talent instead of that. I would rather.
Don't you think she could be too expensive to keep too?
That too. But I'm just saying, I just think that you have to risk letting them take her. I don't know that they would, but I'm just saying you have to risk it.
Yes.
So the rules are, guys, for the draft, each team may select one unrestricted free agent and negotiate with them in the draft. That is all they're allowed to take of the players who are currently free agents. Otherwise, they will be negotiated with the teams after the draft. So pretty much they can only take one. Each team can only take one unrestricted free agent total.
Yeah, so we're going to potentially losing two people.
Because we got two expansion draft teams.
And we can protect. How many did you say we could protect? 5 or 6?
Five.
So you keep Kelsey, you keep Caitlin, you keep Lexi, you keep Boston, and then
keep Cunningham.
Yep, that's the right call.
So I don't.
They'll take her.
No. I love Sophie. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Sophie, but I also think Sophie's business savvy enough to let somebody take her if she's unrestricted free agent and she just comes right back. She wants to be in Indianapolis because she knows that she'll make more money being Caitlin adjacent than anything else.
Well, yeah, and you can tell she wants to be in Indianapolis. She's really stayed in and stayed involved with the community during this off season, and been the face kind of the Fever, and at different events.
I think that Aerie isn't going to get protected, and she will go because she showed so much talent last year. I think Aerie, as much as I hate to say it, I think Aerie will be on a different team next year, and I loved her. Dantas? No, we don't. She won't be protected. I don't know. I don't know who the fifth is, but probably Sophie. It's probably you keep the Trace Chase and Kelsey in Boston, and then let the chips fall where they may with everybody else.
I guess, how much does Aaliyah's injury or whatever, do we know anything anymore about her injury?
Look, I don't think they were that worried about it. No new information at this point. According to Fever coach Stephanie White, nothing major.
Well, guys, you have to be encouraged by the way Caitlin played in the World Cup qualifiers. Didn't play a ton of minutes, but was very productive.
She looked like old Caitlin, for sure. I'm really excited. The way she was playing looked good. I think she's going to be excellent. Yes, I can't even go into it too much because she's going to be fine. She looks great. World Cup wasn't that fun to watch. I tried watching it, and it wasn't that interesting to me. But Caitlin looked excellent.
I think she... when you just look at her, just even in general, I think she looks healthy, but she looks rested and refreshed.
Well, if you look at interviews, I forget exactly where it was, but I read that she started last season not even feeling good, and they just played through it, and it's got worse and worse and worse. So this is the first season we're going to get full 100% Caitlin Clark from the beginning, hopefully.
Yes.
Can't wait. Does that make the Fever the favorites?
I don't know what it is on the sports books, but I would think so.
They'd have to be in the top 3 of the favorites, I would believe.
According to DraftKings, the Lynx, Aces, and Fever are all essentially the same. Liberty too, all essentially the same odds to win. The Lynx barely the favorites over the Aces, 3-1 to plus 310. And then the Fever plus 425, the Liberty plus 370. All about even. I'd take the Fever.
Fever are only 3.5 to 1.
Well, don't you think? I think some of that is because people really aren't sure exactly what players are going to be wearing. When you see that list of free agents and the names on that list, it becomes very interesting.
Well, hey, you can get the Portland Fire at 175 to 1 to win the championship if you want.
We'll see who they draft first.
Well, no, then it'll go down. If you want to gamble,
right.
if you gamble now.
That's right.
That you're not going to win that, but if you think you're going to win 174 times, then you do it.
By the way, Phoenix 12 to 1. Just want to throw that.
No, Phoenix is. I don't think they're going to be that good.
Hey, did you see where Bonner's a free agent again?
I don't care.
I bet you, if I was another team, if I was any team, I wouldn't sign her.
Wouldn't want her. Wouldn't want her anywhere near this team.
Nope.
Look, I was trying to do a fake draft of WNBA people with my students the other day just for fun, and somebody drafted Dewana Bonner, and we all laughed at that person.
They deserve to be mocked.
Yeah.
Tell them we said the Central Indiana Sports Report says they deserve to be mocked.
I agree with you. No, I just think the takeaway right now is it's good to know we're going to have a season. It's time to start. Like I actually feel like a level of hype starting to rise already, just knowing that the season is coming, because the uncertainty for a while made it hard to be excited. And now I'm very excited, and I can't wait for just all the stuff to start happening.
This spring could be very kind of exciting in Indianapolis. I'm looking to see who the Fever sign and getting excited about the season beginning and a healthy Caitlin Clark. And then fingers crossed, if the Pacers could finally, for the first time ever, get a number 1 pick.
I just want the Pacers to have a good season next year. It should be fun. But right now, I am locked in, laser focused on Fever season, and I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait.
Hey, John, what do you guys think about? You saw where the latest season ending date, November 20
For the Fever season?
for the WNBA season.
Well, hopefully
They already have the schedule, right?
I'm just saying, hopefully I have finals tickets this year. You know, I'll have first opportunity being a season ticket holder, but I'm just hoping the Fever make the finals. That'd be excellent.
Yes, it would.
This is the year, guys. We're going to get the Fever and then the Pacers back-to-back world champions. It starts with the Fever right now.
Yes, it does.
I'm pumped. If there's any games I can't go to and you guys want to buy my season tickets, let me know.
Okay.
Because I'm saying,
as long as you promise not to mark them up too high.
All right, April 25th will be the first preseason game in New York. The first home preseason game is April 30th against Dallas. And then the regular season, of course, kicks off against Dallas as well. Thanks, guys, so much, and let's do it again soon.
Can't wait.
Right.
The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.